Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Pause and Effect on Air. I'm your host CJ, and today I am doing more game development, so let me go ahead and get the music started. I think I might turn that down a smidge as well. Alright, perfect. I'm gonna do what I did last week, which was just play one song for the purposes of just concentrating on stuff until it starts to really annoy me. But let's go ahead and jump back into starting with Pixel Game Maker. Ponix Pon, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you in a while. What's up? Maybe after running a tutorial of this, I can jump into Godot engine and see if I can figure something out. Okay, what was the thing I worked on last week? This. Right, Baz tutorial. That's what it was called. Okay. Just coding as usual, lol. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, I need to shrink this window down. Oh, whoops. Nope, stop it. I should have set this up beforehand. There. Perfect. So this wasn't the tutorial, this wasn't it either. Here we go. As above, so below. Aizawa, welcome to the stream. Okay, so I was running a series of tutorials. I only managed to do one last time. Tutorials by Baz for a Mega Man-like mini-series for a Pixel Game Maker MV. So let's go ahead and restart.
Hello and welcome back to the Mega Man-like miniseries. In this video, we're going to give the player its first weapon, which is just going to be the basic bullet. And we're going to be utilizing change animation set to do this. Now we set up the animations in the last video, so if you haven't seen that, you might just watch the first part of that where we set up the animations. But with that said, let's get started. Alright, so here's where we left off in the player object where we improved the basic controller of the player. Now we want to add its first weapon. Now, the very common way to do this is to, say, add another state here, and you would call this fire weapon, and then you would have a link from idle to fire weapon. You would be able to do it from fall to fire weapon, and from walking to fire weapon, and you can tell that this is going to get really crazy really quick. So the whole point of this series is to actually show a better way of handling this. And we're actually going to create another object to be the gun. Alright, so first off though, we need the bullet. So let's create our bullet animation. We're just going to call this weapon 1 base.
Okay, hold on. Where did he do that? Let me full screen this for a moment.
So let's create our bullet animation.
God, why is this so low quality? Alright, Aizawa, have fun.
First off, though, we need the bullet. So let's create our bullet animation. We're just going to call this weapon 1 basic.
Okay, so under animations, add animation, weapon 1 basic.
Going to grab the weapon 1 basic norm.
Hi, SE Jolly, welcome to the stream. Okay, hold on, where did he add that in?
And then we're going to grab all this weapon 1 basic. And then
got it. Wait.
We're going to grab the weapon 1 basic norm.
Bullet normal? Yeah, it looks like it.
I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm just going to click OK here. We don't need any animation sets here. one thing I am going to do is I'm going to center the animation. And just while we're here, I will go ahead and center the center pixel.
Okay, wait, how the hell did he do that? Gonna need to be zooming in a lot here.
And just while we're here, I will go ahead and center the...
Got it. 8, 8.
The center pixel. I'm going to click off or delete these detections right now. And we're just going to call this one the basic, or actually this one is the normal. One the basic, or actually this one is the normal, the center pixel. I'm going to click off or
oh, I get it.
delete these detections.
Okay. Basic shot.
Is right now. And we're just going to call this one the basic, or actually this one is the normal. Because there's going to be a few versions of this basic one. You're going to have a normal one, a charged shot as well. And we are going to give these directions. Since this has a little bit of a tail, kind of like it's moving, we want to give it a direction. Otherwise, you can actually just leave it the same and it won't matter. Like the normal Mega Man bullet, it's just the same, it's just an oval, so you wouldn't have to change anything at all. Now I'm going to copy paste this one, give it the next direction, and we will flip it. All right, so our bullet is set up, and now
Wait, crap, how did he flip it? Left shot. Right. Oops. Right shot. Flip horizontal. Yeah, seems about right.
it's this one, give it the next direction, and we will flip it. All right,
Yeah.
so our bullet is set up, and now we can start to make the gun for it. Well, our bullet's only set up in the animations. We'll set it up here in a minute. So now let's make the gun for this player object. So I'm going to add a new object here. We're going to call this the player gun. We're going to give it the weapon 1 basic, and this will be important in some cases like charging and stuff like that. For the most part, this isn't going to have an animation, but we will need it to have 1 or 2 in particular cases. Now,
Makes
this
sense.
is going to be a problem. Right now, we only have 2 groups. We have the player group and the enemy group. Now, we do not want this to be the player group, and the reason why is this object is going to be hanging at the barrel of the player. And so if we have something that is moving towards the player group, we don't want it to start to move towards the barrel, because it's going to move towards the closest player group unless you lock specific object, which is not always convenient. So we're actually going to leave it player group right now. We're going to take away all of its detections because this technically isn't detecting anything, and we're going to hit OK. Now, before we go any farther, I'm going to add a group under group management, and we're going to say player attack. So we have this new group now that's called player attack, and I'm going to hit OK, and we're going to...
All right, hold on.
Now, before we go any farther, I'm going to add a group under group management.
Got it. Group management. Adding a new one.
I'm going to say player attack. So we have this new group now that's called player attack, and I'm going to hit OK. And we're going to go to this object, and we're going to change the player to player attack.
Crap, what did he hit in order to do that?
Oh, that's called player attack, and I'm going to hit OK. And we're going to go to this object, and we're going to change the player to so we have this new group.
Oh, object settings.
Now that's called player attack, and I'm going to hit OK. And we're going to go to this object, and we're going to change the player to player attack, and we'll hit OK there. And I'm going to actually leave the sprite on for right now so we can see a little bit of how this gun is going to be attached, because we don't want to control this one. We just want it to be controlled based on what the player is doing. So we're going to go to the player. We're going to click on the cogwheel. We're going to set connect object.
Okay, connect object, he says.
Click on the cogwheel. We're going to set connect object.
Oh.
And then we're going to connect this player gun.
Hello? Okay, hold on. Where did he go to do that?
Controlled based on what the players
God,
do.
I can't see. Hey, Caramel, welcome to the stream.
So
Okay, I need to
the
zoom
player.
this out a bit.
We're going to click on the cogwheel. We're going to set connect object.
Oh. Object connections. Object to connect player 1.
And then we're going to connect this player gun. Select the player gun. Now I'm going to leave it centered, or actually no, we're going to use a connection point. So yeah, I'm just going to click on this connection point because I know that I'm going to use it. But the important thing here is that we're going to make it into a child. And by making this into a child, we can go to the player gun and go to the parent-child
Jenny McTupper, welcome to the stream.
relationship tab. We can see that it will stick to the parent and it will also take the parent's direction, which is important. I have a video on this.
Okay, I need to go back a bit.
Go to the
All right.
into a child. And by making this into a child, we can go to the player gun and go to the parent-child relationship tab. We can see that it will stick to the parent and will also take the parent's direction, which is important. I have a video on this tab if you need to look further into it. But what we need to do next is actually set up connection points in the player animations. This connection point right here. So I'm actually going to rename this connection point and I'm going to call it the gun position. And since it's not really a good idea to place the connection point in this idle state, I'm going to change the animation set to number 2 where the barrel's there. And now
Okay, hold on. When the hell did he do that?
place the connection point in this idle state. I'm going to change the animation set to
Ah, right.
Number 2, where the barrel's there. And now I will click add a keyframe, and there's the connection point, and I'm just going to
hold on.
Now I will click add a keyframe. And there's the connection point, and
yeah, that makes sense. Also, Aizawa, I sincerely hope that this isn't in Roblox of all places, considering what's been happening with that thing lately.
and I'm just going to pull it down where I think it will work. We'll try it right here and see how that works. Now that we have it in position, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go to the right.
Okay, copy that. And paste.
Now, the problem with flipping this early is that we actually took away any potential to flip it. If you'll see when I copy paste it, it's going to put it right where it's actually at. It doesn't put it where its flipped value is. So if I delete this and then we actually unflip it, I can then paste it in and then reflip it. So if you ever need to do any of that, you can just do it real quick. I'll come to flipped value is. So if I delete this,
okay, it's not. All right then.
and then we actually unflip it, I can then paste it in and then reflip it. So if you ever need to do any of that, you can just do it real quick. And
let me go back a bit.
It. Is that we actually took away any potential to flip it. If you'll see when I copy paste it, it's going to put it right where it's actually at. It doesn't put it where its flipped value is. So if I delete this and then we actually unflip it, I can then paste it in.
Got it. Oh, that's actually kind of handy. Okay, so I assume it would be a little more difficult to yeah. I'll put that there. Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, that seems about right.
And then reflip it.
Anyway, CJ, what are we coding today? I'm running a tutorial on how to do a Mega Man style platformer in Pixel Game Maker MV. If there's time after, then I may also try to find a decent 2D Godot tutorial and try to make stuff happen from there. Because based on the one chatter from last week, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, and I'm so sorry. But they suggested that Godot in 2D is a lot better than Godot in 3D because it's far easier to navigate, especially considering you're locked to a plane as opposed to being like, having like an entire spectrum of just being able to move in 3D, and that has been really screwing me sideways for like a little while in that engine. So probably for the best that I try that at some point. Alternatively, I could also re-download Unity and try to give that a shot. I don't know. I think what I would have to do is delete the current build of Unity that I already possess, and either that or I think I could just download the launcher, but I don't know.
So if you ever need to do any of that, you can just do it real quick. I'll come.
Okay, if you're gonna do that on the Discord, then let me do something for you guys. Wrong Discord. Sorry, in the public Discord, link in the description for anybody that wants it. There. I'll set it to slow mode for 10 seconds. And there you guys go.
Come to the jump one, and I'll add this real quick. I'll just paste it just right there. Looks good. Now, since this is a new value, I'll copy it. I will unflip the right. I will paste it, and then I will reflip the right. And now we'll go to walk. Now, walking here is going to be a little different because we have some frames where the barrel is lower. So we're going to want to be specific. So this first frame here, I'm pretty sure we can actually get away. Nope, we can't. We're going to need to bring it down right here. So then we're just going to pan this around. That one, the bullet stays the same, that keyframe. Now we'll go to the next keyframe. That's where it gets a little lower. Now we can't just
that. Okay. I think this I understand how to do more than like literally anything else. Okay. So let me copy that, come back in here. Oh wait, hold on. Unflip, paste, then reflip. God, this is a very handy trick to know, to have. All right, then Caramel, give me one moment. Just want to make sure I get this right. Okay. Yeah. CJ, do I have a cure for every problem in the world? I'd be more than grateful if you give it to me. If not, then what are you good for? This is a joke, by the way. Don't take it seriously. I don't necessarily have a cure. The only thing I can say is laughter. Laughter helps. Whether it's like you think something is funny or like you're like on the verge of a breakdown and you do like maniacal laughter, or maybe even going as far as like weeping style laughter, where it's like you're like despairing and you're crying, but all you can do is laugh. I sadly have experience with that. But the only advice I can really give is like laughter helps you process the emotions. That's my only advice. Because actually I don't know where I'm going to go with that, so I'm just going to leave it there. Laughter is good medicine at times. Like even if you're feeling as low as you can possibly get, it helps to find something that you know will make you laugh and just laugh. I swear to God it helps.
Move it, it will move the original. We actually have to click right here and click add a keyframe. Now we can move it, and that keyframe will be
Chat GPT
according to what frame it's on. So then we'll go back to here, and then we'll I'm pretty sure I can just copy paste.
Well, do you?
Oh, but I still have to move it anyway. So didn't really work, but all right. So now we have that one, and we can play, and you'll see it loops properly. And in this one, since it was a little kind of tedious setting these ones up, I can just delete the right, copy paste a new right, take these frames and flip them. All right. Now with this setup, with the
Oh my God, someone's walking a German Shepherd puppy outside my house. Ah, puppy! Okay, deep inhale. Okay, laughter. Yeah, my house is still burning, but now people think I did it intentionally, so that's gonna land me in court. Thanks. You're welcome there, buddy.
the connection points established with the object connected at the connection point, the gun position. This should be all that we need, and we should be able to see exactly where the gun is. So there's our gun, and we can see that it's at where the barrel is going to be at all times. So this is...
Okay, I've been letting it play. I really shouldn't have been doing that.
All right. Now with...
Back into objects.
This setup, with the connection points established, with the object connected at the connection point, the gun position. This should be all that we need, and we should be able to see exactly where the gun is.
Okay. I may have to okay. So he was right. I don't know why Pixel Game Maker MV is doing this though. I kind of want to search that for a moment. Oh, here we go. Not urgent, but my playtest window always starts in the top left instead of the center like always. Eli MZ book. What does my desktop wallpaper look like? All right, Aizawa. It is Deoxys from Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. This was like Helldivers style fan art done by Heartbreak Juan on Twitter. That's the wrong window. No, close that. Okay, plugin settings. This isn't it. Oh. Are you gonna work? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's in Game Maker. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out then. But either way, let me go back to it.
So there's our gun. And we can see that it's at where the barrel is going to be at all times. So this is where we will call all of our bullets from. This is where our input for firing will be and everything. So let's start making that happen. The first thing we want to do is we want to make a sort of processing. So we're ready for input. So that's going to be the name of this first one. We're ready for input. And this is going to change throughout the mini-series, so just be aware of that. Now, the next thing that we need, let's make sure that we click not affected by gravity. You'll notice that it didn't matter because it is a child, but still it's very safe practice for these side view projects. Now, when we fire the bullet, we'll just simply say fire the basic normal shot. Okay, so we'll fire the basic, or let's be specific, a little more specific.
Wait, did he clone that?
It didn't matter because it is a child, but still it's very safe practice for these side view projects.
Okay, I still missed something.
About the mini-series, so just be aware of that. Now, the next thing that we need, let's make sure that we click not affected by gravity. You'll notice that it didn't matter because it is a child, but still it's very safe practice for these side view projects. Now, when we fire the bullet, we'll just simply say fire the basic normal shot. Okay, so we'll fire the basic, or let's be specific, a little more specific. Weapon 1, basic normal. Now that we know that they work, as far as we know where they're positioned, we don't need, or at least I hope we don't need, these animations. But what we do need is a link to fire, and that is going to be when, we'll just say when X is pressed. Okay, on press means that the X was just pressed. in this action. We could add some frame
Okay.
input forgiveness if we need to. I'm just going to click OK here. So now we need to actually fire the bullet in here. So to do that, we got to create a bullet first. So we're just going to say weapon 1, basic, normal, because it's a normal shot.
Okay, hold up. What did he do?
To actually fire the bullet in here. So to do that, we got to create a bullet first. So we're just going to say weapon 1, basic, normal. This was just pressed in this action. We could add some frame input forgiveness if we need to. I'm just going to click OK here. So now we need to actually fire the bullet in here. So to do that, we got to create a bullet first. So we're just going to say weapon 1, basic, normal, because it's a normal shot. We're going to also give it the weapon 1 basic. This is also going to be a player attack group. And for right now, I'm just going to get rid of all the detections for it.
Okay, I get it. Caramel, I haven't been like paying too much attention to chat because I'm just trying to concentrate on this, but all I will say is please try to be a little more respectful of your fellow chatters. Thank you.
And so usually in a bullet, you'll have some sort of a seeking, just for a very basic bullet. And then you will have some sort of destroy. So this is where you will destroy the object. And usually...
Wait, he clicked his setting.
Some sort of destroy. So this is where you will destroy the...
Yeah.
the object. And usually you don't have the animation while it's doing it. We'll also want not affected by gravity. And not affected by gravity. And we'll just say
Add link.
that when this bullet goes off the camera by a tile set, or by one tile, which is a 16 by 16.
Okay. Going off camera. Object self. Set distance 16.
Then it will destroy. So it's seeking. We'll also give it a little faster setting here. So 6.
Okay, hold on. Where is he? Moving and jumping.
By 6, we'll say, even though it's only moving horizontally.
6. I guess by 6.
But that's fine. Basic movement. And so that is our simple bullet. This will work for what we're testing right now. So now we'll go back to the gun and we'll add bullet settings. And
I need to pull this out some more.
settings.
Okay, that makes sense.
And we will add the weapon 1 basic normal. Because remember, we're going to have a basic charged, so that's why add the normal in there. We don't need to make it a child, and we want no limit because we want to fire as many as we can on the scene. And we do want to set the shooting method to take over direction of the firing object. Now, we don't have an animation set in the gun, but if I'm remembering correctly, this is taking the direction of the parent player, whether it's firing or not, or whether it has an animation or not. So we'll see if that's actually the case, but I'm pretty sure we can get away with this. Okay, so our bullet is set up right now. This is all we need to do to set it up. And now we will actually see if that worked. We will say fire the bullet, the basic, and we...
Hold on, go back. Where is he?
Right now, this is all we need to do to set it up. And now we will actually see if that worked. We will need to do to set it up. And
okay, so action programs.
Now we will actually see if that worked. We will say fire the bullet.
He was specifically under ready for input.
The basic, and we don't need to do it from a connection point because we're actually just going to do it from the center.
Fire bullet.
If you don't select a connection point, it just spawns from the center. And so we'll hit OK. And then I will just give it some kind.
Oh, that's what I missed.
Kind of a timer for right now of, let's just say 0.1.
Timer. Okay, 0. Whoops. 0.1.
So every 0.1 second, I'll be able to fire this. All right, so let's see how this looks real quick and see if it even works. So I'm going to press X, and you'll see that it fires right.
Okay, so I've followed along with his thing the entire time. Crap, which button is my X key? Pixel Game Maker MV does not want to recognize my controller. Is it because the bullet is still visible?
Okay, so our bullet is set up right now. This is all we need to do to set it up.
Well, what button is that? Oh, okay. Okay, something I need to figure out here is Pixel Game Maker MV doesn't recognize controller. Well, there's a Steam community thing. Open Steam, select Pixel Game Maker MV, turn on your controller. Let me pull this over here. Oh. Button's damn near invisible. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of different messages aimed at me in chat this time. I like that he's jumping around. I had it set at W. No, like, it's set at A, I think. Just gonna leave this for now. Oh wait, no, wrong window. Even wronger window. That's not it either! Where the hell is my tutorial? Here we are. Okay, so clearly I missed something from like all the way back here. Okay, so looking at chat again, well, okay. So it's currently the X button on a controller. So like X on an Xbox or square on a PlayStation is currently set to A on my keyboard. That only makes sense. A little bit. So then what is my favorite cereal? I don't know. Like, part of me really likes Honey Nut Cheerios, but on occasion I do also get individual cups of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's pretty good. CJ, did you know that a narwhal's tooth, aka the horn, which is a tooth, is used to detect the salt levels in water? That's interesting. Huh, didn't know that.
Where the barrel is going to be at all times. So this is where we will call all of our bullets from. This is where our input for firing will be and everything. So let's start making that happen. The first thing we want to do is we want to make, it's going to be the name of this first one. We're ready for input. Just be, oh, it is a child. Now, when we fire the bullet, we'll just simply fire the We don't need, or at least I hope we don't need, these animations. But what we do need is a link to fire, and that is going to be when, we'll just say when X is pressed. Okay, on.
Okay, so I did miss something. Wait, someone please tell me that you like trick cereal. Sorry, no.
Press means that the X was just pressed in this action. We could add some frame input forgiveness if we need to. I'm just going to click OK here. So now we need to actually fire the bullet in here. So to do that, we got to create a bullet first. So we're just going to say weapon 1, basic group. And so usually in a bullet, you'll have some sort of a seeking just for a... You will destroy the object. And usually you don't have the animation while it's doing it.
Was that what my problem was? Okay, so it works. It works, but it's not moving. Oh, whoops.
We'll also want not affected by gravity and not affected by gravity.
CJ would like my cereal cabinet, just Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Honey Nut Cheerios, no milk though. Honestly, my cereal cabinet currently is like different. It's got like 4 different flavors of Cheerios in it, because I eat it as I eat it dry as snacks a lot of the time. It's Honey Nut Cheerios, cinnamon oat cluster Cheerios, frosted lemon Cheerios, and cookies and cream Cheerios. They are all so good. Did I put it in the wrong thing? Is that what happened here? Okay, it's not moving. Well, either way, I think I figured out how to do a melee attack. Just based on my own stupidity, but yeah, no, I don't know.
give it. Oh, and it's only moving horizontal. But that's fine. Basic movement. And so that
Okay, that's not it either. Wonder if that'll do anything. Yeah, for whatever reason, it just doesn't want to do anything.
that is our, and we'll add bullet settings. And we will add the weapon 1 basic child, and we want no limit because we want to fire as many as we to take over direction set in the gun. But if I'm remembering correctly, this is taking the direction of the parent player, whether it's firing or not, or whether it has an animation or not. So we'll see if that's actually the case, but I'm pretty sure we can get away with this. Okay, so our bullet is set up right now. This is all we need to do to set it up. And now we will actually see if that worked. We will say fire the bullet.
Oh, is that what I didn't do? Hold on. Oh no, it's definitely doing it.
The basic. And we don't need to do it from a connection point because we're actually just going to do it from the center. If you don't select a connection point, it just spawns from the center. And so we'll hit OK. And then I will just give it some kind of a timer for right now of, let's just say 0.1. So every 0.1 second, I'll be able to fire this. All right, so let's see how this looks real quick and see if it even works. So I'm going to press X and you'll see that it fires right and it fires left. So what I was...
What the hell? Did I like accidentally miss a step that prevents me from just shooting the damn thing? Like, it's locked.
But what we do is shot. Okay, so we'll fire the basic, or let's be specific, a little more specific. Weapon 1, basic, normal. Now that we know that they work, as far as we know where they're positioned, we don't need, or at least I hope we don't need, these animations.
Okay, so undoing that was a mistake. Huh, alright then, Aizawa. I mean,
But
do
what
you?
we do need is a link to fire, And that is going to be when, we'll just say when X is pressed. Okay, on press means that the X was just pressed.
Does it have something to do with this W1 basic normal thing? Hey, wait a minute.
In this action. I'm going to click OK here. So now we need to actually fire the bullet in here. So to do that, we got to create a bullet first. So we're just going to say weapon 1, basic, normal, because that it's a normal shot. We're going to...
Wait, is that what I didn't do? That's what it was. Hold on. Okay, definitely not.
You also give it the weapon 1 basic. This is also going to be...
Wait, I wonder. Now it works! Finally! Holy shit. It works, it works, it works, it works. This has been the longest hour of my fucking life. I just see in chat, yay! Thanks, Essie Jolly. Hold on, I need to stretch my shoulder blades a bit. Okay, that's 1. That's 2. Now I want to lean back a bit. Yes. Oh god, I dread what's going to happen next in this tutorial. Holy shit. Hold on. I just see yay times 2 and yay times 3. Can I get a yay times 4? That's obviously a joke.
Be a player attack group. And for right now, I'm... And... But... Only... So that... And we'll add bullet settings. Normal. So
this is about where I was.
And you'll see that it fires right and it fires left. So what I was telling you about the direction is correct. You can have a
yay times 4. Thanks, Caramel.
Animation, but it's still taking the direction of the parent because it's a child. And we have that take direction set. Okay, so this is great, but one, his cannon is not out, so we need to change that. All right, so we know that when we are ready for input, we probably won't have the cannon out. So we're actually going to use this change animation set, and we're going to select...
Under what?
Select... All right, so we know that when we are ready for input, we probably won't have the cannon out. So we're actually going to use this...
remember hearing change animation set.
Change animation set, and we're going to select the player because you can actually change animation set from another object. So we're going to have this object control the player's animation set. So when he's ready to fire, we're going to have animation.
Oh.
Set 1, which is him more normal. Now, when we fire our weapon, I'm going to copy and paste this.
And then 2. Okay, looking for a bit to watch tennis. All right, I say jolly, have fun.
Animation set. When we fire the weapon, we want it to change to set 2, which is the version of the cannon being out.
Your cat also says yay, bud, telling you it's bedtime. Understandable.
So we're going to click OK on this now. And now this should give us a basic, the cannon will pop out when you shoot. So we can test that out. And
Okay. Okay, so let me like not be like crass about this. I'm just trying to make sure that this works. This isn't as smooth as I would like. But it does work. There we go. Okay, so with all that being said, Jenny, if your cat is telling you that it's time to go, then I'm not going to question it. So have a great rest of your night, and hopefully I will catch you on the next stream.
you can see there's the cannon, and it shoots when you fire. Now this is something you might want. You might want the cannon to shoot out real quick and then go right back in. But you can see also when you're walking, the cannon goes right back in. Now, Mega Man, the cannon seemed like it stayed out a little bit longer. So you could actually fire while you're walking like this, and it would actually stay out a little longer, then just go back in.
Right.
So what I found, what I like to do is to let the cannon stay out a little bit longer to give you another chance to fire again before going back in. So we'll go ahead and do that. Basically, all that needs to happen here is, for now anyway, just because we have the basic, this is all going to change when we do a charge, but I just want to show you, we'll start, simply and work our way from here. So we can simply just do like a loop situation where we have the fire weapon 1 basic normal loop, and then just my habits, I usually call the loop back, I just call it a loop back for it. All right, so now that we have this, we can actually say that you can press X again to fire again, basically.
Add link. Oh, wait. The following has been input X on press.
Without pulling in the or changing the animation set back to the original. Now with this, I usually want to give it a little bit of time as well. So at least like a 0.1, then I'll copy and paste this back. So here's our loop of firing between this. Now I can remove the change animations.
Wait. 0.1.
That on our loop time as well, so at least like a 0.1, and then I'll copy and paste this back. So here's our loop of firing between this. Now I can remove the change animation set on this loop back. I can keep it on the loop because this change animation set, it's not really factoring anything. It's not changing the animation frame. We'll see that here in a minute. Let me straighten these up. All right, so we'll have the loop of the firing because we're still firing right here and then we're firing right here. But now in order to go back, instead of 0.1, let's just make it say 0.5. So if you're not firing for half a
0.5
second, it goes back in. And then we'll also need it from this loop back as well. So basically you press X, you change animation set and fire. If you wait half a second, you're going to
move that over there. Wait.
And then we'll also need it from
after a certain time passes. What did he just copy and paste one of the things?
1. Let's just make it say 0.5. So if you're not firing for half a second, it goes back in. And then we'll also need it from
okay, that makes sense. Okay, well, let's see what that does. Oh. Well, it just continuously fires and doesn't want to stop.
from this loop back as well. So basically you press X, you change animation set and fire. If you wait half a second, you're going to go back to your normal animation set. However, if you press X again, you will continue to fire. And then say you're just in this state. If you wait 0.5 seconds, it will also go back to the original. So now let's try this one out and see how this looks. All right.
Okay,
now,
good. He's
right
having
away,
the same problem.
This didn't work. And let's check the link here. Let's see. This link is right. When you do input,
no, it's still doing it.
and another condition, you have to make sure that you say change if all conditions are met. So that's where I messed up on this one, on both of these links. So they were just basically looping.
Okay, well, let's test it on mine and see if it works. Well, it's double shooting. Oh, yeah. This looks a lot better. But it is limiting my firing. That should be fine. Okay, I clearly did something wrong here. Okay, something is very clearly wrong.
Right, so
Maybe
now I'll
he'll
fire,
address this.
and you can see that the cannon stays out a little bit before it goes back in. So that way I can keep firing and it will look like it's out. And for the idle, it really doesn't matter. But for the walking, it's just going to look a whole lot better because link here.
Alright, hold on.
Way now, if you're not firing for half a second, it goes back in. And then we'll also need it from this loop back as well. So basically you press X, you change animation set, that also go back to the original. All right, now right away this didn't work.
That makes
And
sense.
let's check the link here. Let's see, this link is right. When you do input and another condition, you have to make sure that you say change if all conditions are met. So that's where I messed up on this one, on both of these links. So they were just basically looping.
Alright, Izoa, thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you next time. Have a good rest of your night.
All right, so now I'll fire, and you can see that the cannon stays out a little bit before it goes back in. So that way I can keep firing and it will look like it's out. And for the idle, it really doesn't matter. But for the walking, it's just gonna look a whole lot better because now the cannon's out and you're constantly firing. And you'll notice, and then if I let go for half a second, it goes back in. And then he just goes running. And he doesn't lose a beat. Like the frames are exactly the same. Change animation set. All it does is just replace the current animation sheet. It doesn't move the change animation set on this loop back. I can keep it on the loop because this change animation set, it's not really fast. We'll see that here in a minute. Of the firing. Straighten these up. All right, so we'll have the loop of the firing because we're still firing right here and then we're firing right here. But now in order to go back, instead of 0.1, let's just make it say 0.5. So if you're not firing for half a second, it goes back in. And then we'll also need it from this loop back as well. So basically you press X, you change animation set and fire. If you wait half a second, you're going to go back to your normal animation set. However, if you press X again, you will continue to fire.
Oh, whoops.
And then say you're just in this.
Maybe that was my problem. Wait, hold up. There. It's firing 2 bullets, though. This is being... Shoot, sorry. This is being very wacky right now. Excuse me.
state, and this didn't work. And let's run. All right, so now I'll fire, and you can see that the cannon stays out a little bit before it goes back in. So that way I can keep firing.
I wonder if the comments are saying anything.
And it will look like it's out. And it, for the idle, it really doesn't matter. But for the walking, it's just going to look a whole lot better because now the cannon.
Let me try this again. I want it only to instantiate one bullet on press. For whatever reason, it wants to do two. Okay, I may want to actually change the song now. It's been long enough that I think I can just... Will I get in trouble for this? It's worth finding out. Switch it over to Mechanical Resonance from Sonic Adventure 1.
Out and you're constantly firing, and you'll notice, and then if I let go for half a second, it goes back in, and then he just goes running, and he doesn't lose a beat. Like, the frames are exactly the same. Change animation set, all it does is just replace the current animation sheet. It doesn't do anything with the current frames. So that's what's really nice about this method. So now our noob bot here can be just like Mega Man, except for he's a noob, right? So, and I think that's all that we'll do for this video. We basically took the gun, we made it its own object into a child, and then we made that be the one that shoots the bullets, and it also changed.
Okay, I'll try this.
The player gun child object that we made in the last video. And with that said, let's get started. Alright, so here we are in the player gun child object, and this is where we were making that fire loop, which is just how it looks right now, where you can just fire, and you can be walking, you can be idle, you can also be jumping, by the way, and fire. Alright, so now to add a charge to it. So there's going to be a few things that we need to do. We're going to need to change this object up a little bit, but the first thing we need is the resources. And so I'm going to add, we got a charging right here, and we got a charge shot. So I'm going to control click and bring these both in at the same time.
Did I not bring everything in? Okay, so this is the charge shot. And this is the charge.
Alright, so we have a basic charged, so this is when it's actually charged. And then we have a charging. So we're going to partition these up. And now we can go right away into the animations tab. And we're going to add this into the weapon.
So...
1 basic. And the reason why is because we need the charging animation to appear on this gun right here.
That makes sense.
So we need it to be in the one that it is. And for instance, if we go to check, it's the weapon 1 basic. So this will be the one animation where you'll want everything that that player gun object will need. So we might need a few more depending, but we'll see. So I'll go to animation settings. I will import the basic charged, and I will import the basic charging.
Okay, so I need the charge shot, and I need charge shot charge. That makes sense.
All right, so with those in, we can now, first off, let's make the charged shot just to get that out of the way. Since we have a nice template right here. And so to change the image, you got to click on a direction, and then you can say, you can select the new resource and then say yes, and there it is. We will just delete this one since we'll be using this one. Now it's important when you do
let's see. There's a way to center it. I'm just trying to figure out where.
this where you change the resource, you do want to make sure that the center's still where you have them, or any of the detections. If the size is different, it might change. These are all 16 by 16, so, or maybe they're, yeah, I think they're 16 by 16, so it shouldn't be a problem. All right, so we got the left, and we're
hold on.
And there it is.
Let me see.
Shot.
Let me see.
Just to get that out of the way, we have a nice template right here. And so to change the image,
center 16 by 16. Or no, 8 by 8. There. Left shot. And copy, paste. Okay, I want to flip that. There. I do wonder. Okay, it is offset naturally. That's good. Infinite loop may come in handy for the charge shot.
image, you got to click on a direction, and then you can say, you can select the new resource and then say yes, and there it is. We will just delete this one since we'll be using this one. Now it's important when you do this where you change the resource, you do want to make sure that the center's still where you have them, or any of the detections. If the size is different, it might change. These are all 16 by 16, so, or maybe they're, yeah, I think they're 16 by 16, so it shouldn't be a problem. All right, so we got the left, and we're going to add 3 frames, but we'll give it real quick. We want it to real.
Wait, I need to name this. Whoops. Right shot. Three frames. 3 frames.
Really quick, go from like a shot to its widest look. So this one actually got to be this one will be the middle one, and then this one will be the last. And
I see where you're going with this. Oh, wait.
And I actually do not want this to loop. Really
What is it,
quick,
copy
go
and pasting?
from, like, a shot to its widest look. So this one actually got to be this one will be the middle.
Oh, it's 2 frames, not 3. Yeah, that makes sense. Two and two. All right, good. That's why. Oh, that actually really helps. Yeah.
Middle one, and then this one will be the last. And I actually do not want this to loop, so I just want it to grow into the wide, and it just stays there. Now there could be all sorts of things you do with this, but that's just how I'll do it. So we'll change this to 6, right input, and then we'll take all of these and flip them. Now, the way I'm doing this, it's not going to be very fun when I come back to actually hit an enemy, because I'm actually going to have to come back in and do the attack detections for everything. But I generally do not mind that as much as I do the wall detection. The wall detection is the big one. So
let me see. I'll just watch his then.
Do the attack detection when it comes time for enemies if we get there, because this miniseries is mainly just about the player controller. But we'll see. Maybe we'll make a game out of it. All right, so we have the charge. So yep, real quick, it just grows out there. And now we need the charging. So I'm just gonna grab. Let's see. We need a loop for this one. So I just want to start with a basic one like this, and we'll say charging. And we'll delete this one because this one we actually don't need a direction for. It's going to be the same no matter what direction you're using. And so we'll select from the charging resource here.
Crap, how did you do that? How did I select this one? Wait, am I missing something?
direction you're using. And so we'll select from the charging resource here.
Oh, it's right here. Charge?
Here. I am going to want some loop, though. I want this to loop, and I'm going to need a couple different loops. So I'm going to need the one where it's the start for a charge. And so we'll make that one first, and that one's going to be the smallest and then the medium one. And so it's going to start with the small, have an animation set of, we'll just say 8. So it's kind of a little slower as well. And then the next one will be the second one. So if we play this one, look at that. And I actually want it to be just a hair slower. So it's a build-up, because during this time of the charge, so it's a, look at that. And I actually want it to be just a hair slower. So it's a build-up, because during...
I see, he's adding frames. Whoops. There. So then what, 14 at its maximum? Shit, I'm hoping. Oh, and look at that, it's centered after all.
During this time of the charge, and I don't know if Mega Man actually does this, but I was just thinking that you want a timer for when you're fully charged is what one way I was thinking. And so if you actually let go of the fire button during this phase, then you will still only shoot a normal bullet. However, if we go to this next one and we call this one fully charged, so a full charge, or ready, or charged, yeah.
Okay, add new. Wait, no, damn it. Okay. Copy, paste. We'll call this charge max. Oh, okay. Maybe, what would happen if I set these both to 8? No, 10 and 12. Ten and 10, maybe? Okay, that's much better. Stop reselecting that, will you? That actually does look like kind of what I'm looking for.
That's fine. So if we go to charge, then we'll get a faster 3-frame loop. And I got to copy
3 frames.
that one there. That goes from this one to this one to this one. And it will look something...
Oh, you know what? I see what he did. Charge start, charge max. Okay, wait, what's his frame count at? 10 each. So I'll try that. 10, 10, 10, 10. What does that look like? Caramel, thank you so much for being here and have a great rest of your night. I will hopefully catch you on the next stream. See you soon. Yeah, that actually kind of works. That makes sense.
More like this, representing that, okay, you are now fully charged. If you let go, you're going to shoot a charged shot. And we definitely need this to go a lot faster for this one. So we'll say 5. We'll just have it.
Shit, 5 frames? All right. Oh, wait, holy crap. That looks so smooth. Yes.
Yeah, something like that. That looks good. So it's going to start like this. And then when you're fully charged, boom. Okay, I like that. So now we can go to objects, and the first thing is we'll create the charged shot. So I'm going to just copy paste this and call this charged. So it's a base.
Object settings. Charged.
Basic charged, and here's our basic normal. And we're going to change this to the charged shot. And then in the normal, in the player gun, we're going to go to...
Hold on. If it's a charged shot... then I'm actually going to change its horizontal movement from 6 to 9. Because theoretically, if it's charged, it should be faster.
The bullet settings, going to copy and paste this one, but we're going to call this one
Your player gun, bullet settings. Charged. Charged.
charged as well. A lot of naming redundancies. It is important to get a good naming convention as quick as you can in a project.
I agree.
We will...
learned that the hard way when I took programming classes in high school.
Yeah, I mean, if you can actually charge another one up before it's off the scene, before it's destroyed, then yes, you can shoot multiple. And so yeah, we just needed the same setting, just needed another bullet. All right, so now let's start to actually add this into the gun logic. So if we follow what we have right now currently, when you press X, it's going to go to this action, and then right now it's going to fire the bullet. And then if you press X again, so when you press it, it will fire another bullet. But what we actually want to do, instead of shooting and then starting to charge, we actually want to have shooting be when X is let go. All right. So we're going to need to change just a couple things here. So the first thing that we need to change is, instead of X on press, we want it to be when X is on release. So now when you let up from X, it's going to fire the basic normal shot. We're actually going to get rid of this link right here, because this link is not going to be, there's going to be no more loop back. Basically, there's no more loop. This one is actually going to be a charge check. Now it's actually going to do something else. It's also going to be the animation set change. So I usually try to put as much info in actions that I can. So this one is going to change the animation set and do a charge check. And this one is going to fire the weapon 1 basic normal. So we don't need the fire in this one anymore, but we do need it in the normal, which it is. And then we can still have this weight right here. This is fine. But now we need to start adding where the charge goes. So if this is a charge check, then if we're still holding X,
hold on. Huh. All right.
Then we want it to go to charge. If we let go of X, then yes, we want it to fire. But if we're still holding it, we want it to go to a charging. So we're actually going to just copy paste this, and we're going to say start charge. So this is going to be our start charge state. Now here's where the motion is important, because we're going to want it to play the charging, and specifically the start charge. We can get rid of the animation set change because we have already done it in the charge check. And now this link is going to come over here, and it's going to be if X is pressed, and we want to make sure.
Okay, so wait, that's not it. Link, the following has been input. X pressed? Is that what he said?
We can get rid of the animation set change because we have already done it in the charge check.
Excuse me.
And now this link is going to come over here, and it's going to be if X is pressed, and we want to make sure that a certain amount of time passes. And I found 0.3 to work really.
Oh, whoops.
And we press X immediately after that. Is pressed. And
I think he said other condition settings after certain time passes 0.3.
we want to make sure that a certain amount of time passes. And I found 0.3 to work really good. We want to make sure that we change if all conditions are met. So now we're ready for input. We press X, we come to a charge check here. If we let go of X, which we actually don't need this time passes anymore, if we just flat out let go of X, then we will fire a normal shot. I'll bring this over here. Now, the one thing to do real quick before we continue that logic line is if we fire the shot and we press X immediately after that, we also
add link.
want to go right back to charge check.
X pressed.
Because here will kind of be our loop right here. The press X and then the let go of X. This is now our new loop as goes as for firing with the same animation set. But every time that we press X, we need a chance to charge. A chance to be brought into this start charge. And that happens if we hold on to X. So let's just see.
Okay. Okay, so I'm stuck in the loop. feel like I did something wrong here.
With the same animation set. We fire the shot and we press X immediately after that. We also want to go right back to charge check because
X on release. Maybe it's X on press. Let me try that. No, it doesn't want to do that.
Here will kind of be our loop right here. The press X and then the let go of X. This is now our new loop as goes as for firing with the same animation set. But every time that we press X, we need a chance to charge, a chance to be brought into the start charge. And that happens if we hold on to X. So let's just see the
Oh wait, what's his other condition input? Oh, right. 0.3. I think I can actually get rid of that one. Okay, this might do it. Yeah. So I think now what I need to do is I think I'll copy this, paste it over here. Fire W1 charged normal. So charged shot, not affected by gravity. That's correct. Basic charged. Okay. So add link. X on release. I wonder if that did it. Let's find out, shall we? Okay, so it's still there. So then wait, do I need to... Do I need to loop it back to ready for input? But this, I feel like, needs to be 0.1. So then why don't I try it like that and see what happens? Oh, wait a minute. Right, I have it on don't set. That's what it is. Oh, whoops. That's the wrong one, I think. Right, don't set it. Point 0.5. Like, it's gonna fire, but... Oh my goodness, I did it by myself! Okay. So I made it work, but now... I have a crazy genius idea that, like, I have no idea if this is going to work. Hold on, I need to... Yeah. So... Add link. The following X on press. Okay. Let's see if this actually did it. Yo, it's working exactly how I intended it. A fucking Windows update. I don't want none. Oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Ah, I feel so good. So good. Okay, let me re-minimize this so that I can see what else he has to say.
Start charge play out. So we can go over here. If we let go, we fire the shot as normal. So I'm letting go of X and it fires a shot. Now I'm going to hold X and you can see that after 0.3 it starts to charge. Now we're stuck in this position right now. So let's change that.
Yeah.
All right. So now we need...
I'm so glad I figured that out.
Charge happens. We need a basically done charging or a...
Do I quit while I'm ahead?
Charged shot or charged action. And in this one, we're going to select the charge direction. And the link to it is simply going to be the amount of time that you want it to take to charge. Say you want it to take 1 second. That is going to be the amount of time. Now you could do a timer to replace this, or you could just simply keep this after a certain amount of time. The timer would be if you wanted an adjustable, like a faster charging or something like that. Now, the one thing is that if we're starting to charge, we still want to be able to fire the normal basic shot as well. So we
Oh, you know what? I didn't consider that. Start charge, maximum charge. Charge max. Is there an on animation completion? Let's see, HP is 0, going off camera, object is buried in a wall. Why is buried misspelled in this engine? It makes no sense! Oh, after certain time passes? I'll do 0.3. Cut, paste link. Yeah. It really just feels like you're Frankensteining this whole thing together. So if I go back into animations, how long is this? "30 frames, it's 60 frames per second, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 0.5 in objects. .5. Yeah, still working as intended. Although now that I think about it, I think I may want to adjust the length of this a bit. Yeah. Let's see if that did anything. Huh, that's concerning. Can chalk it up to like an animation that I don't yet know how to fix. Alright, so either way, with all that being said, I do kind of want to change my song again. Let's go with this one. egg factory from Sonic Riders. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I'll listen to what he has to say again in a moment, but the general workings for this like Frankenstein style nonsense, just in case anybody wants to understand the methods to my madness. So, like we start here at ready for input. So then we start here at ready for input. So then once I press the X button on my controller, which doesn't want to work, so it's registered to A on my keyboard at current. So once I've pressed it, so on press, meaning you're simply tapping the key, it automatically goes into this charge check. So then it's checking to see what you're going to do next. If you simply let go of the key, it fires the normal shot. And if you want to keep pressing the X button, it will loop back here to show the let me think. It will loop back here to keep checking the like what you're going to do next. And if all you're going to do is keep pressing the button, then every time you release the key, it's like in rapid succession, it's just going to keep firing. Now, if you stop pressing the button, it's already in an animation change. And if you stop, then it's going to put you back at ready for input. So then I forget specifically what this does, but I think I'm just going to leave it and not touch it. Now, if you're holding down the X key, that's what X pressing is, all the way right over here, then it starts charging. And then once I've set it up so that once the charging is done, it plays the maximum charge animation, and then once that is done and you decide to let go, then you fire off the charge shot. And from there, you can either wait and have the firing animation on the player go all the way back here to ready for input, or you can keep pressing the button to either fire more shots or charge up another charge shot. So I don't know if anybody out there in my chat right now is listening or paying all that much attention, but I am just so glad I managed to figure all that out. I'm just happy the logic clicked.
We want to grab this link that we've been using, and we actually want to place it up here as well, so it can go to the basic normal. So let's see this in action, actually.
Oh, you know what? I didn't consider that. X on release. You know what? That actually gives me an idea. So what I'm gonna do is create a thing. Half charge shots. Actually, I'm gonna delete that. Paste. Oh, whoops. Half charge shot. So then wait. Oh yeah. No, 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 no. Okay. So it's at precisely where I want it. Now under objects, change name. Half charge. There, I don't need to change anything. Okay, so I'm going to take this, copy it, paste it, cut this link, paste it here. Oh, right, I need to give this thing bullet settings. Right? Or no, I didn't want to do this at all. So I can turn that off. Oh yeah. W1 basic half charge. Okay, set the half charge. Okay. So basic normal, these settings, these settings, these settings. There, 7. 6, 9, 7. Okay, so now I can come back in. Fire, W1, half charge, normal. Oh, whoops. Okay, copy. Paste link. Copy. Paste. Okay. So let's see if that worked. I am so curious to see if it does. Okay, clearly not, but that's okay. Oh, wait, that's why. Right. Okay. So this should work as planned. Or not. Oh, you know what it is? Wait, that's not it. Huh. Hmm. I wonder what's causing it to do that. Yeah. Hmm. Is there something in these settings? That's not it. That's why. I did not click that. Okay, it's working as intended. All right, that's perfect. Now let me see what else he has to say.
F6 right here. We can actually see this logic play out. Let's see if this works. Maybe I can bring it in a little closer. Yeah,
God,
right there.
Pixel Game Maker MV's UI is just so
you can see that as I'm moving.
strange.
Or actually, let's see here. Let's do this one more time. Okay, it's going to throw the object in there. You can see that when I press X, and it's firing because it throws this object in here. This is the F6 object test, and so it's letting you be able to visually see what your actions are doing.
Average Sonic, welcome to the stream.
Some of these actions are getting bold, and they're moving throughout the object logic. So now when I hold, you'll see it go down to start charge, and then if I let go early, it still fires that basic bullet. But now I kept it long enough to where it went to the charge state, and now I've got that charge animation. So that's one way that you can test an object logic. Really handy to know. Now we're almost done with our charge shot. The last thing we need is the actual
Yeah, I figured out a much better way to do this.
This is going to be the basic, but it's going to be charged.
Yes.
And so we're going to double click into the fire bullet and click the charged one that we added. And the link to that one is going to be when we let go of X. Just the same as it would a normal fire. And so now there's a couple things from fire, so I'm just going to extend this out just here a little bit. There's a couple things that this could go from here. It could either go back to here, and this would be, and actually I'll just delete this because it's easier to copy paste these. If you press X again, so I'll bring that out there. So if you press X again, it will go to another charge check. However, if you wait that certain amount of time, it will go back to ready for input. So this should
figured
be our
that out almost
loop.
immediately.
We can now run around. We can stand still, charge. When it's fully charged, we can let it go, and it will shoot the charge shot. We can also keep it charging while we're running, shoot the charge shot. And you can see that the cannon stays out for just a little bit longer. So if we want, we can just keep firing right after that. So yeah, we set up this nice little charge shot. Hope this video was helpful. And if there's any questions, you can always drop them in the comments, Discord, Steam forums. And with that said, we'll see you at the next video.
Okay, so I figured it out on my own, or at least the rest of it. So let me minimize that for a bit. Under action programs. Something broke. Hold on. I need to restart the engine. I hit a snag. Let me try this again. Worst part is, the snag wasn't even really my fault. Okay. Okay, so explaining my Frankenstein-ass construction one more time. So we start here, are ready for input, then it checks to see whether you're pressing the X button, and if you are, it goes into a sort of check where if you simply decide to release the button, then it will fire your basic bullet. Just the substandard one. So then if you decide to press X again, then it will keep doing the check, and if you keep letting go, then it will come back here to keep shooting. However, if you don't press X again, then it'll wait for a certain time to pass, because it already has... This has an animation set to it where, like, the character's gun is already out. I have to wonder if I don't set that, or no, I think I want to actually. Right, because this wasn't displaying for whatever dumbass reason. Okay. So, where was I? All right, so you let go, nothing. You decide not to shoot anymore, then you're good there. But then, if you decide to hold down the X button, it will go into an almost charge state. If you decide to let go of the charge button before it fully charges into maximum charge, Pickle, welcome to the stream, then letting go will fire a half charge shot, very similar to the Mega Man X series of games. I wish I had an actual diorama to show you, but I don't. But then if you decide to hold it down or keep holding the button down for, I think I set it to like half a second, then you hit the maximum charge state, and then once you let go, it fires off the charge shot. Like, it'll fire off a charge shot, and then from there you can continue to press the X button to go back into things, or press and hold. And yeah. Now I can give a little bit of a better visual for how this this Frankenstein-esque code works. So by just continually pressing the X button, so my A key, I can just keep firing. And by just holding it for like, by letting go as soon as the animation appears, I'm shooting off the half charge. And then if I let it go all the way up, then I let go, it will fire off the fully charged shot. I think what I might do so if I come back in here under moving and jumping, the half charge I will set to 6, and then the full charge I will set to 7.5. 7.5. Okay. So now that should help me. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. God, normally in the Mega Man games, he doesn't hold the cannon out, and neither does Samus, because I just did a replay of Metroid Fusion last night. But the way this sprite set works with what I'm given, I kind of have to hold the cannon out, even though I really shouldn't. But it looks utterly ridiculous without it. But either way. Do I want... Now here's the question. Do I want to run the next one, or do I want to quit while I'm ahead? Like, that's the realest question I can ask. You know what? I think I will leave it. Excuse me. I think I will leave it for now. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just end the stream here because I accomplished my goal. I ran 2 tutorials today instead of 1. And yeah, this is really coming along. I am understanding. I'm off recording while you're ahead. Yeah, no kidding. So I think this is as good a spot as any to leave it. I'm gonna play one different song as I outro. One of my favorite songs from Sonic Adventure 1. And you yawned, lol. Yeah, I kind of did. Not gonna lie. But for the time being, that's going to be the end of the stream, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Next time I do my typical Thursday game development, I will come back to this. So, because there's still like, there's 20 total tutorial videos to run through. And as heavily as I analyze them, like, we're going to be here a while. But, that's going to be the end, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and ringing the bell to get notified every time I upload and go live. Thank you all so... Oh, wait, are we ending? Yeah, Sonic, sorry. I accomplished my goals. But, thank you for tuning into my other videos and my shorts. That really means a lot to me. And, tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy IX as long as I can, as much as I can. So that I haven't played it in a very long time, so this ought to be a very fun walk down memory lane. And that's even assuming I remember anything. But keep an eye out for tomorrow's Final Fantasy IX stream. Keep an eye out for the video going up Saturday. And keep an eye out Sunday for my long overdue continuation of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me, chatting with me, making the stream more fun. You guys have been the best. Once again, this has been Pause and Effect on Air. I've been your host, CJ, and I will see you tomorrow for Final Fantasy IX. Have a great rest of your night.